Welcome to the World Storytelling Cafe, and it is Tuesday, and what happens on Tuesday, we have our young international tellers. Now, there may be more joining us, but for the moment, we have with us Hala from Palestine. And it's a very special program with Hala on because she's a magnificent fundraising project going on to send her sister to university to study medicine. It's medicine she wants to study. Yes, I thought so. She's just become second in the whole of Palestine for scientific achievement. Magnificent. Can I have a round of applause? If I could let go of this phone, I would give it a round of applause myself. So do you want to talk a little bit about this, Hala, before you tell your story?
My name is Chada Mundersalem. I'm from Palestine. I'm 18 years old.
Excellent.
I finished the high school and I'm going to go to the university. I got the second place in the country in the national exam of the state of Palestine with rate of 99/6. I worked very hard to get this average. I studied in difficult cases. I went through a war during my studies and the electricity outage, but I overcame all these difficult conditions because I want to fulfill my life's dream, which is to become the best doctor to treat people, because the medical profession is one of the best messages that humanity has known since all time. Therefore, I hope that I can achieve my dream in this life, and thank you.
Well, thank you. And you're doing a fundraiser now. I wasn't able to get the link for the fundraiser onto the site, but if people go to World Storytelling Cafe community and look, and I shared it on that, and I mentioned it on the thing, and thousands of people see that. But if anyone's listening and can't, but if Hala or Manuela, if they would like to put the fundraiser, the link for the fundraiser in the chat, that would be brilliant, and then anyone who's watching tonight can see it. And Babasi in Washington DC can go and ask the president if he'd drop $1 or $2. But no, it's I wish you luck, and of course it's going to succeed, inshallah. And so, but Hala, have you got a story for us tonight?
Yes, we have a story. Me and my sister. We will.
Is it possible for your sister to get a little closer? We can't see her on the camera. We can see Hala. Now we can see both of you. That's fantastic. So let's have a story from you.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Hala Mundersalem. I'm 17 years old. I'm from Palestine. I live in Gaza City, and she's my sister.
My name is Chada, and I'm 18 years old.
Okay. Today we will tell you a story. The name of our story is Milk Money for Milk and Water Money for Water. Once upon a time, there was a man called Tamer who sold milk to the people of his village.
He used to sell fresh milk without adding water to it, and he had many customers who liked to buy from him.
One day, Tamer decided to add water to the milk to double his earning. Indeed, he filled a half of the jar of water and the other half of the jar of milk, and then he mixed it. He went to the market and sold all the diluted milk.
None of the customers suspected him because they had trusted him for a long time.
Tamer was happy with this trick because he doubled his earnings. decided to defraud the customer every day.
On his way home, he sat under the shade of a tree. Meanwhile, a monkey came down from the tree and stole the bag of money from him. Tamer tried to take the bag of money from the monkey, but he didn't succeed. In the meantime, the monkey opened the bag and threw one piece of money in the ground and the other in the water. And he continued to do this until the bag of money was empty.
Tamer dived over the money that went into the river, and he collected the money from the ground. And when he got up after that, he found that the money he collected was equal to the price of 4 milk, and that the money that monkey threw into the river was the price of the water that he mixed with milk and sold to the people of his village.
Then the storyteller laughed and said the famous saying,
Milk money
for milk
and water money for water.
This
Thank
is
you.
a folktale story my grandmother told me, told us about it. I hope you like it.
That was brilliant. That was fantastic in the chat. So, and Baba C, you joined late. The reason for that fundraiser is Hala's sister, who's sitting next to her, standing next to her, is got second highest marks in the whole of Palestine for her science on her science exam, and wants to go to medical college to study medicine to be a doctor. And but of course this requires coinage, as there's not a lot of grants in Palestine for such things. So if you want to make a note, but you'll find it on my Facebook link and the World Storytelling Cafe community page as well. Just a sec. What? Yes, what Manuela said. Anyway, no one else has joined us yet. Hala, you don't happen to have a second story in your bag, do you?
No, we don't have now.
That's okay. No pressure. Baba C, would you care to say something about the story?
Well, unfortunately, for technical reasons, I came in a little late, but I got the gist of the story. And I love the story. I mean, diluting the milk with water, a monkey snatching your profits, and then dropping half the money in the water and half the money on the ground. Yes, I like that. I think that's, in fact, I wish I had thought of that story. So thank you. And I like the way you told it together. You know, siblings are very precious blessing. And sometimes during our arguing or not agreeing, sometimes we lose sight of that. You know, you can be mad with a sibling and still love them. You know, you can love a sibling and may not like them at the moment, but they're still yours. So sisters, even though you may have disagreements at times, you'll always be sisters. And I love the way you came together to tell that story. So thank you. I will pass on word about your fundraiser, and thank you very much for this blessing.
Thank you.
Yes. So you can go to my page and you can share the link. Just if you go to my page, Baba C, and just share that around, that would be fantastic. Manuela, have you got something to say?
Yes, it's wonderful to see Hala and Shada back. I think they were on the storytelling cafe a while back together with a story. Now this is their second story together. I know that Hala is a well-known storyteller on the cafe, But this duo, like Barbara-C says, this siblings coming together and telling a story is very heartwarming. So thank you for sharing your story. And I had the opportunity and the honor to coach Hala and sometimes Shada. And this time it was very easy. I think the story came from their heart, from their grandmother, and it was very pleasant just to listen to them and see the creativity as well, that they're using some props. They're starting to use props to illustrate meaning. So thank you. Well done, girls. And come more often. Come more often.
Oh, please do. Well, please. Well, actually, we hope if you manage to sort out the university thing, when would you go to university? When would you start?
9, 9, in 9th of September.
9th of September. And will you have to go away for that, or where is the university?
Yeah, in Gaza City, in our city.
In Gaza City, so you don't have to leave home to go to university. That
Yeah.
makes life easier.
Yeah.
And so we will expect you, despite your amazing studies, we will expect to see you both on here again, because it is a real pleasure having you both on. And Hala, thank you for coming back to us. I'm hoping Kenza is going to join us from Italy. Kenza, I don't know if have you ever seen Kenza? She's in Italy, an Italian girl with Moroccan parents. But she's been in Morocco for the summer.
I think she's still there, John.
Well, it depends which town she's in, whether she can get to the internet or not.
So probably
Could
why.
be either Marrakesh or Casablanca. Yes. So, and we know the Indians are back at school. Erica came last week. She said she was coming back, but we haven't seen just
Factions in the summer, I think.
yeah. But they're back at school. Their summer is finished in India. Their school holiday is finished.
And when does it finish in Palestine, girls? When are you back at school, Hala?
In 26th of August, we will return to.
Right. So, how long have we got to go before we have to do a fundraiser for Hala?
We're almost halfway there.
Really?
Mm.
Fantastic.
So there's been quite a few people donating, and we've already raised almost half of the amount needed.
Excellent, excellent. Well, if people keep sharing around, then we need to let as many people know as possible.
Thank you, John.
Then I was a bit slow because I've been sort of out of technical contact. Well, my tech all collapsed on me with the move.
Yeah, moving houses is one of the most stressful things, apparently.
Well, no, nothing compared to some people.
Is that pure milk, Barbara-C, you're drinking, or is it watered down milk?
It's milk with coffee. I'm actually drinking iced coffee, and I made a half and half blend. That's another reason why I like the story, because today I wanted to chill coffee, so I made it half coffee, half milk, and well, actually almond milk, because I don't drink dairy if I can avoid it. But I'm enjoying it, and it has some ice, so the ice is the coins. So Yes.
Well, yes, solid water.
Yeah, well, I had some solid water, yes. But the best thing about the water in this coffee is that it's not dry. I had some dry water once and it was not fun to drink at all.
Dry water.
Yeah, don't, yeah, it's not fun.
Pulling
Makes you
our
thirsty.
leg.
So,
Ladies,
hello.
I was being silly. You can't drink dry water.
I think, Hala, were you thinking he's joking? There is no dry water.
Ah, well, Manuela, who else have you been working with this over the summer?
With storytelling of so Hala and Shada and Kenza, we're working on our project remotely. This is
How's the project carrying on?
3 languages. We are collecting Joa stories. Joa, how do you pronounce it, girls? The name of Nasruddin or Joa. How do you pronounce it in Arabic?
Joha.
Joha.
Yes.
And Joha's stories are a favorite of John. He loves Joa's stories. And I happened to meet Kenza, who has lots of Joa stories in her family because she's originally from, well, her parents are from Morocco. And so we've been collecting her grandmother's Joa stories and translating them from Arabic to Italian and English. And hopefully for the winter, we'll have finished collecting them. And then with the help of John and Baba C and John,
Mike, who's joined us.
yeah, and Mike and everybody at the cafe is going to help us edit it, and hopefully we'll be able to. I hope I'll be going to Marrakesh in 2024, but if I'm not there physically, I hope this digital book will be available to all of you.
Fantastic. Now, Mike, did you catch Hala's story?
I didn't, I'm afraid. I apologize. I joined a bit late.
No, it's okay. But it's quite an important week this week for Hala and her sister, who Shada. Shada has achieved, she comes second in the whole of Palestine on her scientific exam, which has got her into university. So at the moment she's doing a fundraising, which we've shared on the cafe and on the community. And we're halfway. Well, I say we. Manuela's been the driving force, and Hala herself, halfway to getting the university fees. Hala, Mike is very, very important to us all. He is the hidden face behind the storytelling project.
I'm blushing, John. Not sure what I do to deserve that, but we're very happy to support Hala's fundraiser. I did set a good example and made a small donation this morning, and I know Sarah Corbett already donated, and I hope that together we can help to make that happen for you, because you certainly deserve it.
No, so I wouldn't normally ask for a story. Well, I very often ask for a story to be repeated, if so, because I asked you to do it at the very beginning in case the internet goes. But could you repeat your story for Mike's benefit, because it is so lovely? And Baba C didn't come in. You know, you can see Baba C jumping up and down wanting the story again. So could you do the story again, because it is lovely and doesn't take too long?
Yes, sure. Today we will tell you a story. The name of our story is Milk Money for Milk and Water Money for Water. Once upon a time, there was a man called Tamer who sold milk to the people of his village. And he used to sell fresh milk without adding water to it. And he had many customers who liked to buy from him. One day, Tamer decided to add water to the milk to double his earnings. Indeed, he filled a half of the jar with water and the other half of the jar of milk, and then he mixed it. Then he went to the market and sold all the diluted milk. None of the customers suspected him because they had trusted him for a long time. Tamer was happy with this trick because he doubled his earnings and decided to defraud the customer every day. On his way home, he sat under the shade of a tree. Meanwhile, a monkey came down from the tree and stole the bag of money from it. Tamer tried to take the bag from the monkey, but he didn't succeed. In the meantime, the monkey opened the bag and threw one piece of money in the ground and the other piece in the river. And he continued to do this until the bag of money was empty. Tamer griped over the money that went into the river, and he collected the money from the ground. When he got up after that, he found that the money he collected was equal to the price of pure milk, and that the money that monkey threw it in the river was the price of the water that he mixed with the milk and sold to the people of his village. Then the solar Tamer laughed and said the famous saying, milk money for milk and water money for water. Thank you for listening.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you. Thank you for repeating that, because I know Baba C is very happy to repeat it.
Even
And I
better
wanted-
the second time round, even better.
Well,
Oh, I just had a flashback. When I was growing up, they actually had, I live in the city, but they actually had milk trucks. And the men would come around. If you lived in a house, they would leave your milk on the porch. If you lived in an apartment building, there was a special container either on the porch or just inside the building where they would leave the milk. And then when your parents came home in the evening, or they made the children get up in the morning and get it, and they would get the milk. One more flashback. I would go to what we call the country for the summer, and we had fresh milk. It was so fresh that when we opened the bottles, we could hear the cows mooing. But and you just gave me those flashbacks from my childhood. So thank you very much.
well, thank you, Baba C. And what have we got coming up on the cafe? I don't think anyone else is joining us. You have been our young teller for today. I was rather hoping someone else would come, but it's summer.
Yeah.
So we have on Friday, we've got Norman Perrin telling stories for children. And then next Tuesday, we have our young international tellers. Join us if you can, Hala, with another story.
And Shada.
And,
Yes, we will try to come, inshallah. I try.
yeah, well, I promise every time you come, I might not make as big a fuss as I did this week, but we will, because it'll carry on through August. You must have raised the money by the end of August, mustn't you? And so every time you come on, we'll give it a plug. We'll talk about the fundraiser as well, and we'll say how wonderful your sister is, Hannah. So, thank you very much for coming to us, and thank you everyone else for being here and supporting it, and thank you, Waleed, as always, for flying the magic carpet. It's nearly past, so I think I'm going to have to call it a day. Carry on doing what I'm doing. Nice to see you, Mike. Nice to see you, Baba C. Nice to see you, Manuela. And of course, lovely to see the sisters.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next
Until the
week.
next time,
Thank
to
you.
be
Bye.
continued.
Bye-bye. Thanks, John. And
Manuela, you are so wonderful. I love the way you interact with children from across the globe. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, Waleed, I know that you want me to say this. See, out. And the birthday celebration continues.